We have an awesome show for you guys today.
The greatest event of all time.
Good news for the sport.
Welcome to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. Welcome to this really good show, John, and we have two Olympians on here. Thanks to Horse Trailer Pros for bringing this to you, and you're in the Jump for Joy studios. Everybody out there, if you're listening, you can't see it. John's in the studio, I'm at home, but the studio looks great. Thanks to Jump for Joy, and thanks to Horse Trailer Pros. Let's get on with the show. There you go. Look at that.
See, now if you guys are on YouTube, you can see behind the scenes action here in the studio.
Yeah.
Right.
That's very cool. I like it.
Do that.
We're in season 5, episode 11. So this is very cool, John. We're getting into the year. It's exciting because pairs selections have been done for the U.S. team. We have 2 of the team members on. Tell us about what your thoughts are right now.
I mean, I think it's a great team. I don't know, man. Like, I still struggle with this whole 3 on the team, 1 traveling reserve that might get used. But if they get used, you're out of the team competition realistically anyway. So what's the point? Like, I don't entirely understand. Like, so here's the deal. Not only do I not understand the why we have this 4th team member that doesn't really count. And if they do count, you're in trouble. But like, if the goal is to make the sport more understandable, this really is super confusing.
Yeah. And to everybody out there listening and scratching your head, if you haven't been around for this one, it's a 3-person team. We take a reserve, which, John, tell me if this is right. The reserve might be replaced before the jog, but once the jog occurs, if we replace it, we points if we replace the horse that's on the team.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I mean, you can put an alternate in up until the jog. Right, but once the horses have jogged, and I think that reserve horse has to jog, right?
Yeah.
So you jog all 4 horses in the beginning. And again, this is by no means official, guys. So if we have it wrong, tell us in the comments, please. But they jog up the 4 team horses, but that 4th horse doesn't really compete. And if they do compete, I think it's like 1,000 points or something ridiculous.
So, and then I started thinking about something else. Could the direct reserve horses be used with the same rider to replace that horse that they had? I mean, I doubt it. I guess it's got to be the specific one that you have sitting there. So all that to say, there's penalty points. If, let's say, somebody got through dressage and something happened before cross country, you can replace the cross country horse, or after cross country, you can replace it for a show jump horse. And then there's all these points that come with it. So you're basically out of the team competition. And
yeah, and it might not be 1,000 points, but it's something that
it's a lot.
Moves you from the competition. Because I remember when they first talked about this whole idea, at one point it was like, well, then you could swap in a show jump specialist or a cross country specialist, and that's not going to happen because you get so many points, you're done at that point as a team.
Right. Doesn't matter. And I think the idea was to have more countries complete the Olympics. I think that's what they thought process was. But it's still the Olympics. We're going to take it like it is. We're going to have our 3 teams. Let's name the team. You ready? You go.
I am ready. Hold on. I have it here because I don't want to get the horses' names wrong. I know we've got Caroline Pamuchu on HSH Blake, right?
Yep.
And then we've got Boyd Martin on Fetterman B. And he has a direct reserve of Commando 3. And then we have Will Coleman on Off the Record, better known as Timmy. And his direct reserve, Diabolo, who we know his name is Dabs, right? So we got all that.
Yeah, good. And then the direct reserve, or the reserve, is Liz Halliday Sharp and
Cooley
Nutcracker.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations to the team. We are excited to have the interview with Caroline and then on with Will. I do want to say this. I think we have a great team. I have been seeing a lot of comments about, everybody sits in the quarterback chair at home and go, oh, why did they do this? Why did you do that? I think I saw a comment about Caroline being a least experienced rider. And I was like, maybe in Olympic team competitions, but she's an experienced rider. I mean,
she's an Olympic rookie, but she's
been, I think
super
when you
experienced.
watch the interview, you're going to see she has used all the things that are tools that have been given to a rider from the USE, from a young rider all the way up to a senior rider. And I think she'll nail it on the head when she explains it. But I think people out there that are commenting on that is wrong. They're wrong. She is very experienced. She knows what she's doing. She took this horse all the way up the ranks with a flawless schedule and got a 9-year-old on the Olympic team. And it's because he deserves to be there, and she does.
Yeah.
And she did a great job getting there.
100%. She's like, you look at all three of those, all four of those people named, right? Both guys, both girls. If you were on the team with them, you'd be like, oh, awesome. They are going to get it done. Like,
right.
I think it's an incredible team. I don't see any question mark in it. And I think a little bit more to your point, the other thing I've seen is people say, well, how come so-and-so didn't get named on their horse? You know, how come Lauren didn't go on Vermiculous? How come they didn't take this horse with Liz or this rider or that rider, you know, and I don't want to name names because I've seen it so many times. And I think a couple things. One, and probably the most important, there is a lot of other information that as fans, we don't have, right? Even myself don't have all the information, right? Talking about what's the venue like? When we look at those scores, what do we really expect this horse to finish on? Veterinary things, right? There could be something like that. And I know nothing, but there could be. So you don't have all the information.
No, and I think Will also kind of hit it on the head when you hear his interview. He's talking about a horse that can go out and do 2 show jumps, like the Olympic is structured to do. But you're right. I mean, and we have some really good selectors. Bobby and Leslie do not select the team. We have a set selectors, and I could rattle them off, but I might forget somebody. But and they're everywhere. They've been watching forever, right? So your insight on that. They're there, they're watching, they're taking notes, they're intent, they are doing their job as selectors to ensure that we have the right team with the right horses for the right games.
Well, right. And to that point, like obviously they have been to all of these qualifying competitions. The selectors are there, they're watching, they're taking notes, they're incredibly studious. And I know for a fact that just the final selection meeting that these guys did, which doesn't count all the days and days and days of them being at the horse show and the notes and the time at their desk poring over things on their own, just the actual meeting of them being together took hours. I'm like several hours of them discussing this and working it out and playing this scenario and that scenario. Like there's a lot of thought that goes in there, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to all go perfectly, but like I think it's fun. Like we're here as a fun show and enjoying the sport and being fans of the sport, and we want everybody to speculate, and you should ask questions, right? It's like when I watch football and I don't think this quarterback should be in or that running back, I'm going to say something about it. And so we encourage all of you guys to do that, but be aware, like these guys, the selectors and the coaches and they are pros. They know what's going on.
And it's funny you said that because Andy's here, it's Briggs' dad, and he's a big coach. He watches a lot of sports. He coaches in Tallahassee for the McClay school, soccer, football, baseball. And we were talking about Caitlin, the basketball player,
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, she's phenomenal, and she's now playing professionally. She didn't get selected for the Olympics. Yeah. And I came in today, I was like, well, isn't that stupid? And he kind of looked at me, he goes, no, really, it's not. She hasn't had any international experience. She hasn't been on any international teams. And I think they did the selection based on those that get the experience. Now, she's a really good player, but these are selectors for a different sport and you look at it on the front and you go, what? That was a no-brainer, right?
Right.
But there's other factors, right?
That said, we encourage, like, ill-informed, strong opinions on the show. It's one of our favorite things to do. So let's do that as well here. Go into the comments on YouTube and
give us your reasons.
give us, like, if they're super informed, awesome. But if they're really not well informed, even better, because that makes people upset. And then there's more comments. So I encourage you guys to be irrational, make no sense, get upset with each other, because then we get loads of comments and that helps us. So let's do that. And if you want to be intelligent about it too, great. That's probably the mature thing to do, but it's really not going to grow the channel that much. And that's what this is all about.
And our channel has grown, John. I'm really proud. I think we're over 18,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we're nearly 19,000.
That's amazing. And look, everybody listening now, we can only do this show with Jump for Joy and Exceptional Equestrian and all those, and Horse Trailer Pros, definitely. But all our commercials are there to give you insight into stuff that you might need. Don't fast forward to those. Listen to him. John has a great commercial voice. You got to listen to it. You got to really enjoy it. I do a couple, but I really love the way John does it. And especially if he's in a tight situation where he has to get everything in. I can't talk as fast as you, John. You're like
fast talker.
Amazing. And so don't skip over those. You might hear something in the commercials that might be some kind of surprise. And if you listen, you might hear it.
Yeah, you never know. It could be a contest in one of the commercials. That's not a bad
Could
plan.
be.
All right. I like that. So with that said, I'm pretty sure you're in one of the commercials coming up for the next segment. So stay tuned for that. And we are going to be right back with Caroline Pamucci.
Yeah.
Want to advertise on the John and Rick Show? Contact John at 352-875-8622.
Or call Rick at 850-879-2649.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Aero helmets represent real change for equestrian helmets, offering patented new technology and an unparalleled level of safety testing. It is the only Snell-certified helmet with MIPS on the market. Aero visors are interchangeable, meaning you can wear your Aero 3 ways, with a formal visor, a sun visor, and as a skull cap. Our shimmable liner means you can customize the fit for your head and your hairstyle. Upgrade to Aero today.
Hey, it's John here. I just want to let you guys know I got back from schooling at Magnolia Sands Farm here in Ocala, Florida. Your cross-country field is perfectly suited for a first outing on a young horse or schooling your upper-level horse. Magnolia Sands offers over 110 jumps ranging from starter to intermediate, plus multiple banks, ditches, and waters. They're constantly updating their courses and have even added new ditches and a starter ditch wall. Conveniently located in Northeast Ocala, Magnolia Sands has made it easy for riders and trainers with online waivers, Venmo, and PayPal, and even offer a golf cart for guests. MagnoliaSandsFarm.com.
Equibrew, now available in the USA. It's a live probiotic that you feed daily to your horses. The live microbes go into your horse's gut and cleans up the gut wall, creating a healthy gut system.
Equibrew is an essential part of my feeding program. My horses love to eat it, and it does a really good job of promoting gut health and also good behavior and great performances.
It's something I recommend for all of your horses, no matter what they do in their careers.
It's so affordable, I can use it on all of my horses in the barn, not just my top horses.
Order Equibrew today by going to brickfieldnutrition.com or calling 850-879-2649.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. And we are super excited here because we're joined by Caroline Martin, who has just been named to the U.S. event team in Paris. Caroline, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's a little bit surreal experience, but we're excited.
That's awesome. So we are here in the Jump for Joy studio in our EquiBrew segment. EquiBrew is an awesome live probiotic. I use it on all of my horses. It's just a daily feed through thing. The horses love to eat it. It's great. Helps their skin, helps them want to eat, helps their gut flora. And you're going to go to brickfieldnutrition.com. And Rick, what else you got for us on EquiBrew?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's from New Zealand. It's a live probiotic, the only one on the market. And a lot of people don't really understand that it's not a treatment for ulcers only. It's a lifetime gut supplement. Hagyard and Park Equine carry it. The Japanese racing industry has clued into it, and all of their horses and event horses are on it. I'm going to get a box to Caroline because I think she needs to give it a whirl. So it's really, really good. It goes into the gut. It recreates the microbes and helps just everything flow through. Anything you're feeding them works double time. So
perfect. And they're going to use the promo code JR511 when they order.
Correct.
Perfect. All right. So Caroline, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Like everyone keeps being like, are you so excited? And it's like, yes, I am, but it's kind of like, I think I'm just so super focused right now. It's not like, oh, let's go celebrate. It's like, all right, I need to go to the gym and need to ride on my horses. I just need to be, I just feel super hyper focused. I guess it's kind of a weird feeling.
No, and it's a good thing you said that, because I think that's why you're here today, is because of your ability to do that super focus. And I'm so proud of you, because we've all been along your route and watched you do a lot of things. I mean, you went in early and started that whole business for yourself, and you were super focused. You got it going, and then you went, okay, I'm flipping back because I got something to do. So tell us about that, what you did growing the business, getting into where you've got these great horses coming over, and HSH Blake is only 9 years old, Caroline. So tell us, I mean, how did you do this with that super focus?
Yeah, that's a great question. I really started, I think it's about 6, 7, 8 years ago now. That's when, we kind of transitioned from the young riders to, okay, I got to make this sport a living. How do I do that? I was never a good teacher. So I just kind of forged my own path and started the sales business. And obviously that's how I met Emil Spadone, who's actually my neighbor in Florida and pretty much my neighbor in Pennsylvania. And then through him, I met Paul Hendricks of Stall Hendricks, and then met Kelly Hutchison, who, as you guys know, in the eventing world, Kelly's with me. We're inseparable, really. And so with the 4 of us, we've all started this big eventing sales business. And it first started with just, bringing in as many horses as we can and flipping them over and selling them as quick as we can. And then through the sale horses and making connections with certain people, I've been able to kind of get a really good group of owners. And then we started syndicating horses that wouldn't sell. And so that's how I got Blake. He failed. He didn't really fail vettings, but 2 or 3 people passed on him for the vetting. And that's how I got HSH Connor. And then when my new superstars, Tolan King, I just kind of kept acquiring these horses. And so then I got owners in, and yeah, it's been amazing. And then in 2022, I got the Wilton Fair grant. And so then I, approached all the people that I work with, and I said, hey, we got to pause the sales. I've got this amazing opportunity to go move overseas and be based with Pippa Funnel. And so they, Callie, Paul, and Emil were unbelievable. They're like, all right, let's help you sell these horses before, I think it was like April 1st. And we sold, I think it was 45 before April 1st. Shut everything down. And then I moved over there. I lived there, and it was great because I was so hyper-focused for the first couple of years just on the sales. So then it was really nice. Like, the oldest horse we brought over to Pippa's was 7. It was Blake and King. And so it was really, really great to focus on this new batch of horses and train them. And then when I moved back to America, I had to switch, find a balance between selling and competing. And, that's still such a struggle for me and my team. It's like, what is the perfect number of horses and all of that. So, yeah, it's kind of a quick summary.
Go ahead, John. No, you go. because
I was gonna say that's incredibly cool how you were able to sort of figure that out on the fly, and obviously have a great team of people behind you that are willing to be flexible and work with you. Because big picture, it's going to only help your sales business. The better you do internationally, people are going to turn to you like they already do down here in Florida, but worldwide, to come to you for the horses. So kudos to you. One thing I wanted to just talk about before we get into sort of Blake and the Olympics was you just did the Nations Cup at Mill Street, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that went pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. You know, I brought 2 9-year-olds over, and I thought it was really important. Again, like I kind of feel like I'm the product or a product of the USCF and USCA programs. I've grown up in the under 18, 25, developmental, elite, pre-elite. I've done all the programs, and then most of my horses have gone through the programs as well. Either they've been doing the young event horse programs, Leon, you know, and then all the training sessions as well. So when Leslie told me they were trying to do 2 Nations Cup this year, I approached him with the idea of bringing over 2 horses and 2 of my other 9-year-olds that, yes, they're superstars, but sometimes they get forgotten about because of Blake. And so I've had King Special since a 5-year-old, actually really end of his 4-year-old year. And he's owned by Gail Davis and Paul Hendricks and Emil and Derek Strine. And then She's One is also owned by Molly Hoff, who owns Blake. And they're phenomenal. It was really nice to bring them over and have like a month just to focus on them. And so I got to do 3 days with Pippa Funnel when I was over there when Chatsworth got canceled. So it's great to get a little bit of boot camp and mentorship again from Pippa. And then we obviously went to Mill Street, and it was a pretty good show. Like I was a bit disappointed in my dressage with King Special. It was a little bit, I went for it too much and kind of paid the price. And then She's the One had a personal best, which I was super proud of. And then in cross country, it was very educational for me. I was the 5th one out on She's the One. And I got to say, I've never ridden in mud that bad. Like even from the first jump, you were going in like it was past her cannon bone, the mud. And so because I was the only 5th one out, the first 4 people didn't make it home. So when I was going to the box, Leslie was like, all you have to do is make it home. You know, I'll be so mad if you don't make it home. And I was like, oh goodness. So I'm going across country and I'm looking at the jumps. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of mud. There's a lot of footprints. And then as I keep going, there's less and less footprints. And I think I get to like the 15 jump and there's no footprints. I was like, am I going on the wrong course? I was like, what is going on? So she was really good. She ended up, long story short, she ended up in 4th place, which is annoying because I was winning and she could have won, but I just took my time and didn't push her in the muck bits because I haven't ridden, like I've ridden at Buchloe in a muddy year, but I haven't ridden in that sort of mud. And so I wanted to come home. And then King Special was the top place American in the Nations Cup. We got the silver medal, which was great. And he's phenomenal. It was good for him to go quick around a 4 short. He's a big horse. He's over 18 hands. So it was good for him it's hard for him to go 0 to 100 quickly because he is so big. But he was phenomenal. I was really, really, really proud of both of them. So it was a good educational weekend. And I told Leslie and the team, like, I'm really, really glad about and fortunate for these programs because it's feeling natural for me to go to do Nations Cups now, where before, like my first couple ones, I felt like a fish out of water. And so I really, really think it's important that they keep doing these. And I know for a fact I wouldn't be in the position I am now unless I have done, you know, I think this was my 10th one now. I haven't done so many and made me really prepared for Pan Ams. And the cool thing about US is that they follow the same structure. So every Nations Cup is the same exact structure as like the Pan American Games. And I assume it's going to be the same structure as the Olympics. You know, you all stay in the same hotel, you get up, you have a team meeting in the morning and coffee, then you all travel together. It's great how they mimic it so that it just feels like routine when you go to major championships. So.
Wow, that's a great summary for people listening, because a lot of people, you know, they come on the show, they want to hear how you do what you do, and so I just wanted to draw back real quick, and I know, John, we might be drawing down, but I wanted to ask this question that flicked my interest, and you in your sales business and the vettings that go on, you know, we all get a little disturbed because now it's like they're x-raying ears. And so, you know, you go through all of this, and I think you're a testament to the fact that vettings don't always depict what's going to happen. And you've got horses that might not have had anything really bad on the x-rays, but something that caused some concern. And I think that's a big frustration for a lot of people that sell horses, because a sale can get dehinged by something that's really not that problematic. So can you, real quick, on that kind of thing, talk to us about how you ensure that you kind of go down the avenue which you don't get blocked by bad vettings, and what is your insight there so people understand?
Yeah, you're spot on with that. It's crazy how many failed vettings happen in a year. I think honestly, it feels like there's more failed vettings than past vettings. And I understand from a vet's point of view, it is like, they have to, spell everything out to the buyers, and, there's just such a high chance of getting sued and all that. So they have to cover their bases, right? They have to tell them everything. But with that, and not being some people that aren't, say, as horsemen as us, or don't have as much experience as we do. It's like, example, kissing spines. Like for me, that doesn't bother me. I've had horses with kissing spines. I don't mind it. But, there's a few people that they might have had one bad experience, and then they don't want any horses with kissing spines. And then that honestly would drop about 50, you can't buy 50% of the horses in the world, maybe more. And so I've got really, really great people I work with, and Paul and Emil have mentored me tremendously. And so I've kind of followed their system, where for our program, we do for a 30-day exchange policy for suitability for horses, which I think is really important. But I know not a lot of buyers can do that. We have quantity of horses. Between Paul, Emil, and Kelly, they've got probably roughly 1,000 horses for sale at any moment, probably over. So we always have quantity of horses, but we do the 30-day exchange policy. Then when it comes to vettings, we can guarantee vetting. So say if your horse, you vet it, and you're a bit concerned about kissing spines, and then we can say, hey, we'll guarantee the horse's soundness and rideability for 2 years or a year because of the kissing spines. And if, the horse rears up or freaks out, or, or you think it's because of this, we can take the horse back and swap it out for something similar pricing. Because again, between my experience, Paul, Emil's, and Kelly's, most of the time it's not the x-ray that's the issue. To keep horses sound and keep them going up the levels, it's management. I'm a big believer that the x-ray doesn't define the horse. Like people would laugh if they went through my barn and x-rayed my horses. They don't have beautiful x-rays, but I've never had a horse, the top horse, that had perfect x-rays. Like for me, it's almost a kiss of death if a horse has a perfect set of x-rays.
Yeah, I can't think of many of my top horses that had a perfect vetting when I bought them, for sure. And you're right, the horsemanship side comes to it. And I always find it amazing when you go and talk to people in the sport at the top level. The story you just told is so common, of like, yeah, I got them because I couldn't sell them because of an x-ray or something silly like that. And so you keep them, and then you're like, oh wow, like actually it's not a problem at all. Away we go. So, but you're right, that takes a long time. So it's quite good that you offer that ability for people to have an out if they need it. So Caroline, we're going to take a brief break, and then we're going to come back, and we want to get into the whole Olympic thing. I have some questions for you about that, and what your expectations are. So with that said, let's take a brief break. Thank you again to Equibrew for sponsoring this segment, and we will be right back in the Jump for Joy studio.
Looking to improve your style? Need a gift for that special client? Exceptional Equestrian's journey started with Cindy Lay. After retiring, Cindy began crafting halter and bridle charms, selling them from the berm of the Colorado Horse Park. What began as a part-time endeavor blossomed into a thriving business. With just her trusty Nissan Murano, Cindy traversed the country attending horse shows from coast to coast. As demand grew, so did the business. Trailers turned into trucks, and trucks multiplied. Today, Exceptional Equestrian boasts 2 prime locations at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala. Their curated collection features premier brands such as Sam Shield, Equiline, 4 Horses, Ego 7, the Kenyon Collection, Vestrum, and Animo. From equestrian essentials to stylish apparel and home goods, they offer a diverse range of products. They also carry tailored Sportsman, Tipperary, RJ Classics, and a wide variety of home goods and tack. The dedicated team takes pride in providing top-notch customer service, from expert safety equipment fittings to crafting the perfect ensemble or finding the ideal gift for your trainer. Step into Exceptional Equestrian and transform your style journey with us.
Equibrew, now available in the USA. It's a live probiotic that you feed daily to your horses. The live microbes go into your horse's gut and cleans up the gut wall, creating a healthy gut system.
EquiBrew is an essential part of my feeding program. My horses love to eat it, and it does a really good job of promoting gut health and also good behavior and great performances.
It's something I recommend for all of your horses, no matter what they do in their careers.
It's so affordable, I can use it on all of my horses in the barn, not just my top horses.
Order EquiBrew today by going to brickfieldnutrition.com or calling 850-879-2649.
Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique allows him to identify and alleviate tightness in muscles. He uses trigger point massage to release points of restriction. Grant has over a decade of experience fitting and adjusting a wide variety of saddles. His expertise in equine physiology, coupled with a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle, allows him to quickly identify and correct any balance issues. Grant can also adjust your saddle on site. Grant works on all of my competition horses, and I have noticed a significant improvement in their performance at competitions and their overall way of going. Grant's based in Ocala, Florida year-round, but regularly travels to the surrounding areas. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454.
Hi, my name's Leslie Law, and we are a proud supporter of Jump for Joy. We've been using their portable cross-country jumps now for about 10 to 15 years. We love these jumps because, as you can see, they're very easy to move. It would only take another person on the other side and I could place this fence wherever I wanted to very easily.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. We are still in the Jump for Joy studios. Caroline, as you can see right behind John, Jump for Joy has sponsored us in our studio, which is at John's farm, and it's really cool. But we're here virtually. Caroline, John's got some really specific questions for you, and I'm going to let him take it on for the Olympics. We're going to talk all about HSH Blake and your rise to what I would say a foot perfect career that's going to go on, and it's going to encapsulate, and I'm going to predict it, to a gold medal at Paris for you.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Go Caroline, go Blake. So Caroline, my question, or sort of the first thing that I don't know the answer to this. So you've ridden on Nations Cups teams. Have you ridden on a team with Bobby as the chef?
Yes, I did last year for the Pan Ams.
Oh, right. Duh, of course. Sorry.
You're good. And I've also, which I'm another thing that I love from USEF and USCI is that they do the, oh goodness, I want to call them the fake Nations Cup tours, but they, at Carolina, they do kind of like a similar, like how you do a Nations Cup. You have Bobby as one coach and Leslie as another coach. And that's another time that, I get to ride under Bobby, and it's phenomenal practice.
So obviously you had tremendous success, right, at the Pan Ams. And then you've gone on a couple of these Nation Cup teams with Leslie. How is the dynamic between those two guys, I guess, on both sides? How is it similar and how's it different? And what are you kind of expecting going into this tour for this trip over to France?
Yeah, that's a little bit what I talked about before. The thing I love about USEF is that both Leslie and Bobby kind of follow the same structure. We all stay in the same hotel. We get up, have coffee, we all travel together as a team to the venue. We watch each other ride. And then, we have debriefs at the end of every day, make a plan for the next day. And so the cool thing is that they both made such a routine. It's such a routine when you go do Nations Cups or, major championships that it feels very natural now. And it's great that, Bobby and Leslie, they coach very similarly and they communicate a lot. And so, yeah, they spoil us, make our jobs easy.
Perfect. And so then sort of the last part of that for me was, how are you expecting sort of the actual warm-up coaching in the dressage warm-up, in the show jumping warm-up in particular? How is that dynamic working when you're out there with Bobby?
Yeah, again, I'm really lucky. Bobby has been to every single show of Blake's this year. And so we've gotten into routine. So for me in the barns, I'm having my husband, Kelly Hutchison, my business partner, Chloe, my head groom, and then it's just us four. And so that's kind of been the routine all season. For dressage, Bobby and Kelly have been there for me for all the shows this year. Same with cross country and show jumping. Also for cross country, Ian Stark, who's been a mentor and really close friend of mine for many years, will be there as well. And so it's just like any other show. Like, it's not, the cool thing is I'm not changing anything. Like, we're going to ride the same way I did for the intermediate at Pine Top in February as I did Kentucky and Tryon a few weeks ago. There's really nothing changing. And, you know, Kelly and Bobby kind of know what keywords I need to hear before I go in the ring. You know, Bobby's really good about kind of simmering me down because I'm a bit of a too intense person. I like to go in an extended trot everywhere, and Bobby knows just how to make me take the edge off. And yeah, they know how I tick, which is great.
Yeah. And I think that's a credit to you, because I've sort of sat on the sidelines and watched how you've set yourself up from a couple of years ago of like, okay, Bobby's the coach, I'm going to get in that program. And I think, you know, you could look at it and say like, oh, you know, you do that because you're trying to make sure like they know you want to play the game. But I always saw it and think what it is you're trying to make sure that when you're in that situation, you are 100% comfortable with the person who's going to be there with you. And it makes perfect sense. So
yeah,
good job.
Yeah.
And I mean, the input for me on that is I think Bobby especially and Leslie, I think they know you, right? I mean, they know your training methods, how you do what you do. So I think, to me, I don't think they come in trying to change anything, but I think is exactly what you said, is they kind of know where you might have a little bit of a weakness and they try to back you in, put you into where you need to keep going. That's my take.
Yeah, exactly. Like Leslie knew at the Nations Cups, he knew when I went out with my first mare in the deep mud, he was like, you need to put the handbrake on because you need to get home. And then when I went to cross country, the King's Pashao horse, he was like, go as fast as you want. And it was great. Like, I love that, you know. And then I was 2 seconds over the time, which I was super angry about and apologetic to him. But like, that's a great thing. Like, they know how to rev me up. But then again, at the same time, also simmer me down. So I'm not a little bit too reckless.
Well, let's talk about Blake. So, you know, take us through the beginning and to where you are. He's a gold medalist with you at the Pan, and he is your Olympic horse. So tell us what's going on there.
Yeah. Obviously, Kelly and I got Blake as a 5-year-old. He was produced by Mary Maggan in Ireland. He did the Dublin 4-year-olds championships, which was such a massive show and a lot of atmosphere. So he was always kind of wise beyond his years. My first beginner novice with him, I fell off in show jumping, which was pretty hilarious. I invited everyone at the show. I was like, come look at my fancy new import. He's for sale, yada, yada, and swung and missed and totally fell off. It was pretty super. And then that year he won the 5-year-old young event horse championships. And then the next year he won the 6-year-old eventing championships, and he just kind of kept stepping up every year. Then 7-year-old he went to Lyon, and then as the 8-year-old he did a few Nations Cups and finished the year at Pan Am. So he's a bit of a unicorn, you know, like he's one of those horses that he just loves to win. I've never had a horse that likes going to a show and winning. It's weird. He's a weird animal. But yeah, we're quite excited.
So what's the date of the Olympics?
We fly July 14th, and then the date is, I believe it's like the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, something like that.
So what's the plan for Blake between now and the time you step on the plane? Are you going to run him again? What's the plan?
Yeah, we have another mandatory outing at Stableview in a week and a half, 2 weeks. And so he'll do that. It's an advanced horse trials. I believe we're doing a 4-short test, show jumping, 4-short dressage in the morning, show jump in the afternoon, cross country like on the Saturday. But the plan between now and then is, you know, he did the 4 long about a month ago at Tryon. He had 2 weeks off, but he was still walking on the treadmill with that. And then we've just been doing some fitness work right now. I'm going to have my first dressage lesson tomorrow with my coach, Sharon White. And so right now it's just maintaining. It's not drilling him. Last thing I want to do, or I'm a fan of, is drilling him or making him sore. So I'm just going to maintain, get him fit, and then hopefully have a nice, easy, quiet run around Stableview, because the horse is, you know, had been competitive a lot this season to get to the spot we're in. So give them a nice run and then just maintain and then fly over.
So the plan is, and I'm assuming it's the same plan for everybody that's on that team. Go to Stable View, stretch their legs, show they're on form, take them home, do your gallops,
Yeah.
get on the plane July 14th, and then away you go.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, and John, I guess, and two great teammates for you. Actually, three, because you got traveling reserve for Liz, but you have Boyd and Will. And what two great guys to be your teammates on really cool horses as well. So are you excited about that? Have you been on teams with those two? I don't think you have.
No, funny enough, this is my first team with both of them. But the cool thing is, like, I know Coleman so well because we obviously train at the same gym together. So I pretty much see him every morning and when I'm in Florida. And then Boyd has been such a, great person and mentor. And I'm just glad that I feel like I can lean on both of them for my first senior games. I can lean on them for the experience, but I'll hopefully, prove that I should be there for a reason.
Yep, they might be leaning on you.
I think you're there for a reason. I wouldn't worry about that too much.
Well,
all right.
I know it's been great. I just wanted to say, make sure you give a shout out to Dennis. I see him, your proud husband, just all the time going around with you, and he is a really, talk about a unicorn.
I know. I have Blake and him. Like
it's like crazy. We need the rub on you to get more unicorns in our life. So, congratulations.
I don't know if that came out the right way.
Well, it came out the nice way for me. You're the dirty man.
I'm just saying it just sounded weird. So I will not be rubbing on anything. I'm just saying that right now. Dennis, don't worry. So Caroline, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it. I know that you're super busy with a lot of stuff today, family things, and getting Blake ready to go. So we appreciate you taking the time. Sincerely, I know we'll be talking to you beforehand, but just in case, good luck. We're all cheering you on. 100% belief and faith in all four of you guys. So
yep.
Go get it.
I want to say one more thing. Congratulations. You're an aunt, and you might want to tell us all now. Do you have does your nephew have a name?
Yes. My brother just had a baby and his name's Noah. So yeah, I'm really.
Oh, awesome.
Great name.
Well, thanks for taking the time. I know you all are going to run off and see the baby. So thanks so much. John?
All right, we'll be right back, and exciting, we're going to be right back with another member of this team. We've got Will Coleman coming up next, so hang tight. We're going to check in with Coleman, Caroline's gym mate.
Looking to improve your style? Need a gift for that special client? Exceptional Equestrian's journey started with Cindy Lay. After retiring, Cindy began crafting halter and bridle charms, selling them from the berm of the Colorado Horse Park. What began as a part-time endeavor blossomed into a thriving business. With just her trusty Nissan Murano, Cindy traversed the country attending horse shows from coast to coast. As demand grew, so did the business. Trailers turned into trucks, and trucks multiplied. Today, Exceptional Equestrian boasts 2 prime locations at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala. Their curated collection features premier brands such as Sam Shield, Equiline, 4 Horses, Ego 7, the Kenyon Collection, Vestrum, and Animo. From equestrian essentials to stylish apparel and home goods, they offer a diverse range of products. They also carry tailored Sportsman, Tipperary, RJ Classics, and a wide variety of home goods and tack. The dedicated team takes pride in providing top-notch customer service, from expert safety equipment fittings to crafting the perfect ensemble or finding the ideal gift for your trainer. Step into Exceptional Equestrian and transform your style journey with us.
Jump for Joy fences are easy to move, lightweight, durable, and low maintenance. So we're out here on the cross country. We just finished over in the show jumping over the Jump for Joy fences. Had a great time schooling over them. They're really nice and easy to move, so we were able to adjust some things and really have the exact school that we needed thanks to the Jump for Joy fences. I love them.
Order yours at jumpforjoyusa.com.
Aero helmets represent real change for equestrian helmets, offering patented new technology and an unparalleled level of safety testing. It is the only Snell-certified helmet with MIPS on the market. Aero visors are interchangeable, meaning you can wear your Aero 3 ways, with a formal visor, a sun visor, and as a skull cap. Our shimmable liner means you can customize the fit for your head and your hairstyle. Upgrade to Aero today.
Since 1950, Maison Forestier has been offering its know-how to design custom-made saddles for passionate riders. In 2016, Maison Forestier took a turn and expanded into the sports world with the goal of improving the performance of the rider-horse pair. You will find a professional, reactive, and fun team to answer your needs. And this is why I have chosen Forestier for all of my saddlery needs. Feel free to contact the saddle expert in your area for more information by visiting www.forestier.com. Hey, it's John here. I just wanted to let you guys know I got back from schooling at Magnolia Sands Farm here in Ocala, Florida. Your cross-country field is perfectly suited for a first outing on a young horse or schooling your upper-level horse. Magnolia Sands offers over 110 jumps ranging from starter to intermediate, plus multiple banks, ditches, and waters. They're constantly updating their courses and have even added new ditches and a starter ditch wall. Conveniently located in Northeast Ocala, Magnolia Sands has made it easy for riders and trainers with online waivers, Venmo, and PayPal, and even offer a golf cart for guests. MagnoliaSandsFarm.com. Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. We are here with the Paris Olympic team member, Mr. Will Coleman. Will, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And we are in our Jump for Joy studio and are really thrilled because we are also in the Exceptional Equestrian segment. Exceptional Equestrian is an awesome tack store over at WEC. They have two locations at WEC. One is kind of like their bits and like horse side of it, and then the other side is more like the clothing side of it. They're both really fun to go shop in. So Will, when you're over there, you want to go check those guys out. They're amazing.
Will do. Put it on the list.
All right, perfect. On the list. So obviously the reason we wanted you, aside from being super entertaining and trying to still guilt you, I don't know if you can see behind me, I have 3 boots. They're not terribly big boots back there, but I guess now we got to wait till after the Olympics to get that done.
Got the baby boots.
Yeah, they're baby boots. They're like starter boots.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that could be good Olympic preparation with the baby.
Even better. All right, so we got to make that happen still. But aside from trying to get you to come drink beer with us, we got you on because you were just named to the eventing team with Off the Record. So congratulations.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it's a huge honor and we're excited.
So with that in mind, are you up in Virginia now? Where are you getting ready?
We're in Virginia. I've been here since Kentucky, or since Tryon really. Came up here after that. And it's been great. We're very lucky. We're based on a beautiful farm here, Chapel Springs Farm, just outside of Charlottesville, Virginia, and it's just a great place for horses and beautiful hacking, and I think it's going to serve my horses well as we get ready for not just Paris but other things coming up this fall.
Yeah, I mean it's I've been up in that area, and you're absolutely right. It's pretty amazing to get the horses fit and ready. So you go to Stableview next, is that right, for the final run? Oh, did we freeze? Will is in a very thoughtful gaze.
He can come back to us.
Yeah,
I know
he'll be back momentarily, and then he can tell us all about it.
Yeah, I believe the Stableview is the last outing that they have to do. There he is.
Oh, we got him.
We got you back.
Oh, sorry, did that freeze?
You froze for a second. So let's go. We were asking you, your next run's at Stableview.
Yeah, next one is at Stableview, which is not this weekend, but next weekend. And then we're basically just at home, kind of final preparations for a few weeks before the horses fly on July 16th. And then they go to Vittel, France, which is the same place we went before Tonic, actually. And it's a lovely facility, a few hours from Paris. And we'll kind of base there for about a week. Again, just kind of doing some final training preparation, but really just kind of acclimating to being in Europe and getting ready for, the Olympics.
So go ahead, Rick.
I was just going to say, well, this is to people listening or watching. This is your second Olympics. 2012 London was your first, correct? On Twizzle, I think.
That's right.
So moving forward for this has got, I mean, the Olympics, a new format and some different things, but it's still the Olympics. You've got to be extremely excited. And I know your family is excited behind you. Is it going to be a full family affair traveling to Paris to watch you?
I think so. We're still sort of trying to figure out the kids, whether or not Charlie might come. I think West is too young. He's only 2, and he doesn't really, I don't think he would have a lot of memories from it anyways. And,
Right.
and he's kind of a handful. So I don't know if maybe he might stay behind with my wonderful in-laws, Katie's parents. And Charlie, we're kind of debating, but again, it's just, the Olympics are just kind of a complicated event from a spectator point of view. And, the last thing you want is for your kids to be there and you hardly ever even get to see them. So I think we're kind of figuring all that out as we speak, but Katie will definitely come and my parents are going. But beyond that, we're still kind of figuring it out.
Now you have a direct reserve. For everybody listening, does that horse travel with you too, just in case, or how do you deal with that?
He does, actually. The plan, from what I understand, is that the direct reserves will also fly to France, no matter what.
And which one is your direct? It's Diablo.
Correct.
Okay, hold on. I got to know this. I say Diabolo. I've heard it pronounced a lot of different ways. How are you supposed to say his name?
I think Diabolo is good. Let's go with that.
Okay, but if I said to you, what's the name of that horse? You would say?
I would say Diabolo.
Oh, thank God. I had it right.
I'm going to say Diabolo from now on, Will. Diabolo.
Diabolo. I would say Diabolo.
I heard Frankie said it some other way as well. I think it was Diablo.
Tomato. To each their own. Frankie, she might be right.
Maybe she is right. She's pretty good at pronouncing things and talking, so maybe she's got us all beat.
Yeah, she does that for a living, so maybe
right, exactly.
Maybe we're wrong, but I would accept either. And I'll be honest, I don't think Dab cares either. So
okay,
either
you're
works.
right. He probably doesn't care as long as he's getting fed and getting taken care of. He's probably good with being called anything.
I agreed. He likes Dab. We call him Dab, and to him, Dab. The other name is just semantics. So
all right, so it's Dab. And what is Off the Record's barn name? I know I should know this.
Timmy.
Timmy.
That's
less related to his name than Dab is to Diabolo.
It's true. I don't really have a good story for why he's Timmy, but he is Timmy.
Okay. All right, we'll take it. I like it. Okay, and so what is we were trying to get this earlier and we didn't have it, and so you are a pretty put together guy. What is the actual date of the eventing competition at the Olympics?
It starts on July 26th. I think we're one of the first events to go.
Okay.
We kick off the Olympic Games.
Wow. Cool. Good way to kick it off.
We're going to go let Caroline know. Caroline was unsure, so I'm glad that you know.
Yeah, 26. When I think that's when we trot up.
I knew that you being one of the senior members of the squad would have it as opposed to the rookie. She was unsure.
Well, I kind of just was looking at some dates, so it was fresh in my mind.
Okay. So it's a pretty awesome team. When they told you were on the team, did they tell you who the team members are in that phone call?
They do.
They do. And were you like, heck yeah, this is the best team in the world. We're going to win it all.
I think we have a great team. I don't really, I'm a pretty understated guy. So I probably, that wasn't my reaction, only because I believe in just staying humble and, controlling what we can control, do the best we can.
Like the other competitors?
Yeah. Well, I think it's a great team. The 3 very, very proven riders. And, I think it was a really difficult team to pick. And I think the Olympics are just a really complicated event to pick for. So I think it was probably I'm assuming a difficult process to try to narrow it down. But at the same time, I think when it comes to looking ahead to the games and trying to project how the team's going to do, I just don't think that does really any good. I think for each rider, I guarantee you, they're just focusing on, just day to day, continuing to do what's kind of gotten them in this position. And it's not about doing anything magical. It's just about hopefully performing consistently. And then, really the event itself is going to be kind of, who knows, these 3 rider teams are just, it's a really difficult thing for eventing where there is an element of randomness to the sport itself. So it's going to be exciting. I hope we come out on the right side of fortune, but we're just going to stick to our plan, do the best we can, and see what happens.
So you guys
hopefully drinking out of some boots after the week.
For sure. We're definitely gonna be drinking out of boots, regardless. I'm telling you that right now. Either way. So you guys, you heard it here first. Will Coleman is going to work his magic, and he is going to take care of the other competitors and control them so that the U.S. wins. That's what I'm taking away from that statement. And with that said, Will, we're going to take a brief break here. Thank you to Exceptional Equestrian and Cindy Lay over at World Equestrian Center. You guys are amazing for sponsoring this segment. Make sure you guys stick around. Check out the messages from all of our sponsors because it's super important you guys see them and support them because they support the show. And we are going to be right back with Mr. Will Coleman.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Reset, reboot, rebuild, restore. Experience the transformative power of our formulas you can trust. Elevate your horse's well-being from the inside out with Parkmore supplements. European designed, American manufactured, and Kentucky Proud certified. Parkmore's Devil's Own Detox, Nature's Own Binding Agent, cleansing your horse's system, now available for your canine kids too. Say goodbye to unwanted elements and hello to vitality. Parkmore Special Vitamin Mineral Supplement, a micronutrient powerhouse, no fillers, just 4 ounces a day for a 5-star eventer to thrive, because excellence deserves exceptional nutrition. Parkmore GLF Immuno Booster, unleash the magic gold, the #1 building block for cell replication. Elevate wellness and recovery for your horses and dogs, whether after training, travel, competition, or during periods of injury, illness, or surgery. Parkmore HI Oil Infusion. Customize your blends of herbs and spices to naturally combat inflammation, bacteria, and restore gut flora. Elevate your horses' and dogs' appetite naturally. Expert guidance awaits. For more information, schedule an online, telephone, or on-site consultation with Fleur or one of our dedicated team members. Visit parkmoresupplements.com or call, text at 502-265-8345 to elevate your companion's well-being today.
Welcome to The Hunt. The pursuit of greatness awaits, and we're on a mission to conquer our goals. Every step we take, every lift we make, we are driven by an insatiable hunger for excellence. There are no limits, no boundaries that can hold us back. We may have different objectives, but we share a common purpose: to push beyond our limits and achieve the extraordinary. Like a pack of fierce and unstoppable warriors, we stand united, a community of relentless individuals who refuse to settle for mediocrity. Obstacles, they're just stepping stones on our path to success. We welcome them, learn from them, and rise above them. We celebrate each other's victories and lift each other higher, inspiring greatness in one another. At CrossFit eFit, we don't just hunt for success, we embody it, breathe it, and conquer it. Prepare yourself, because this isn't for the faint-hearted. This is for those who crave the thrill of pushing beyond the ordinary. CrossFit eFit, on the hunt.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. We are still here with Will Coleman because we got some more to talk about the plans leading up to the Olympics with his 2 that he has off the record as the main one, and then Diabolo as the reserve. I got it. So, Will, I know you kind of just probably it's business as usual, but then you do have what you're preparing for. And talking to Caroline, she said she really likes the way the team, the USEF, has really come together and having everything kind of systematically working the same every time y'all go somewhere, and it's becoming a little bit easier to transition when you're going to do team stuff. Do you getting prepared with your horses, and B, that's A, and B, do you feel we've worked out some of the kinks over the years with the management, with Bobby and Leslie, and getting to where we're going and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely, it's different in that I think the main difference for me has been that, no one's kind of coming in here in the last 5 weeks before a big event, or last 2 weeks before a big event, and trying to change what you're doing, or all of a sudden give you this flood of coaching or training that, may not always perfectly gel with what you do on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis. So, I think where the USCF has transitioned is now to a little bit more supporting what the riders are doing individually, and trying to figure out how to make those riders perform at their best as per their program sort of dictates. And, we are constantly trying to evaluate how we can be better, how we can up our program's game. But, right now we're sort of, we got to go with what we got. And, I'm confident in the people that I have helping me, my team around me here every day. And, it's really just leaning on them like I do every week. And whether it's Olympics or any other event, it's, I'm trying to treat it almost no differently.
So,
Yeah.
Will, with that, who is the team? Who are your people? Who's helping you? And how do you see that transitioning into the Olympics and actually in the ring in that final warm up, being ready to go?
Well, it's always, Katie's a big part of it here. Haley Burlock and Erin Jarbo, my kind of two head girls, are, they're there for every training session that we do with any of our coaches. So they're excellent eyes on the ground and can kind of help me, sort of provide a mirror for me when those coaches aren't here, because they're not here every day. My dressage coach is Ian Woodhead. He lives in York, in England, and he comes about every 5 weeks. So we saw him in May after Kentucky, and he's coming back in a couple of weeks now again. So jumping, I've been getting some help from Grant Wilson, who has been around eventing for a long time. He's a top show jumping guy, and he comes in again kind of maybe every 6 weeks or so. But we touch base. I mean, I'm in contact with those guys a lot, just communicating about the horses. I just went to Upperville for a week. And I had Grant come over, watch the horses in competition a little bit, and kind of maybe discuss some warm-up strategies and different things that maybe we can do day of. But by and large, these are coaches I've had for a while. I mean, Ian has been coaching me for 5 years. Ian Stark helps me on the cross country, and same sort of thing. He's been coaching me for 5 years. So, those conversations are they're just very easy at this point. There's no new information really being disseminated. It's more just how to approach the horses and, kind of evaluating where the horses are and maybe what they need in these final few weeks, but trying not to make any big changes. I think, like I said in the beginning, it's got to go with what you got at this point and just try to keep the horses happy and healthy, and, then hope for the best.
All right.
Yeah. And so, well, and I mean, you are, I think you really put it, you're very humble, and it's a great quality of yours. And you stay very, I would say you're very low key, and you keep a very systematic way of thinking, just from what I observed from you. So at any time, do you jump up and down and like go, yay, like in privates, like you're excited?
Honestly, no. I don't. I think I probably should, maybe. I think sometimes I'm too quick to kind of, whether it's especially maybe when it's a good result, I'm sort of quick to kind of, it's fine, just look to the next thing. But No, I haven't. I don't have any like Tiger Woods fist pumps, behind closed doors, or it's pretty low key.
Maybe just on your own, just come up with like, because look, I think you guys are going to do a really great job. Like you as an individual, all three of you as individuals. I'm not going to say who, but I'm predicting gold, silver, bronze individual and the gold team. That's just my prediction for this squad. So with that, maybe like choreograph something like a little dance move or something.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I have been working on choreographing dance move.
It feels so
I didn't want to say anything. It's going to be a little out of character, but let me just say, there's some pretty hot stepping, man. I mean, you're going to be impressed, John.
I'm sure.
You're going to be very impressed.
So my other question for you on a slightly more serious note is, after you go to the Olympics and Off the Record puts in a great weekend for you and you win that double gold, then what's the plan with Diabolo when he doesn't get used at the Olympics? Are you going to stay over there? Are you going to bring him back home? How's that? Like, do you have that even in your back of your mind?
No, I think we're very much preparing as though both horses could go. So I'm not having a whole lot of thoughts beyond Paris for either horse right now. I do think if they went to Paris and they came out well, I still think either horse could potentially go on to do something in the fall. So not having done a 5-long this spring, I definitely want to do a 5-long with Diabolo. He was supposed to be at Lemulin this week. So being selected for this direct reserve role, we ended up not taking him there, obviously, but I have firm goal of getting a 5-star under his belt this year. And I think probably it will be Maryland where we target him. And Timmy, a little older horse, not tons of stamina for kind of the terrain that Maryland has. So he would be one that, if he came out well and we felt good about his condition, I would maybe target Poe with him. But those are still, kind of
in the works,
distant plans. But that's with Diabolo for sure. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And with Off the Record, be a little more, kind of judging how he handled it all, and whether or not he's got another run in him this year.
Well, it's always a moving target, isn't it? And trying to get prepared and move schedules around. Everybody's probably wondering about Tonic. I know he had a slight minor injury before Kentucky, and y'all kind of put him to the side. We all love that horse, and how's he doing?
He's great. He actually just had a very minor surgical procedure on this. He had basically a mild check ligament up in his forearm, kind of above the knee. And that was what was causing this irritation and swelling in his carpal sheath. So they did a recumbent MRI, and then Dave Levine from New Bolton Center actually flew down to NC State for this MRI and was there, observing kind of the results of the MRI in real time. And then he went in there while the horse was still laid down and performed this very minor arthroscopy to kind of go in there and clean up some of the margins of the check ligament that were showing some signs of strain, and that's going to reduce scar tissue and help, I think help the horse obviously heal better. I mean, he was never lame from any of this, but the risk of perhaps there being something going on with that tendon where it runs alongside the check ligament was really the main concern with why we had to withdraw him from Kentucky and then the Olympic thing. So, he's doing well, and I have every expectation of him being back for next year. It's going to be probably about post-op, back to kind of full swing in 6 months.
Wow. That's great news to hear. Obviously, that stuff's always kind of tight-lipped and kept in camp, and people love that horse. I mean, we all love that horse. With all three of them are pretty amazing animals. But I know. I appreciate you letting everybody know, because he has such a big fan club out there, that he's doing well and recovered and recovering and great.
He looks great. And, it's obviously a bummer that we don't have him in the mix here as well, but I'm lucky to have these other 2 horses, obviously. And, Chin is still a young horse, so there's every hope for him to be available for the next one. So we're just going to focus on that.
Right. Well, thank you for that update on Chin. We're glad to hear it. And thanks for checking in with us on this whole Olympic journey. We appreciate it. This has been a really fun show with you and Caroline on here, and getting 2 of the team members. We'll have to get Boyd on the next one. But I know it's sort of crunch time, and you guys are super focused on what you're doing and on the preparation. So thank you for taking the time. I hassled you a lot, and you never once told me to go fly a kite. So I appreciate that. So go get them, man. Good luck. And seriously, when you get down to Florida this winter, you are coming into the studio, and we are drinking out of these boots.
Boots. Done.
Deal.
Thanks for having me, John and Rick, and wish you guys all the best. And we'll see you soon.
All right, man. Yeah. We'll be cheering you on.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this week's show here from the Jump for Joy studios, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. Make sure you go, if you have any maintenance you need done on any of your horse trailers, run into Horse Trailer Pros and get them to look after it. I'm sure the plane that Will is taking over to the Olympic team, they probably have had that all checked out by Horse Trailer Pros, so it's ready to go. And we will be back next week. Actually, I guess 2 weeks for the next one. We have an awesome show for you guys today.
The greatest eventer of all time.
Good news for the sport.